Sleep and Learn, Tennessee. 79.5 surprising facts in one calm journey. Soft summer cicadas rise from the Cumberland foothills, and somewhere far downstream, a tugboat horn answers across the wide brown sweep of the Mississippi. Welcome to Tennessee, the volunteer state, a long river-bound echo chamber where Appalachian ridges cradle Scots-Irish ballads. Delta cotton hums blues chords into midnight air, and an old two-lane called Music Highway ties them together like fret wire. Close your eyes and drift. This is a slow, even glide through 80 stories, enough to fill a quarter hour, yet whispered gently enough to carry you towards sleep. Long before fiddles or electric guitars, the Mississippian peoples shaped the land into vast earthen mounds at Chucalissa and Shiloh, aligning plazas to solstice sunrise and tracking seasons in the flight of wood ducks. After AD 1500, Chickasaw bands fanned across the western lowlands. Cherokee clans settled the Tanasi, a village name that would survive Spanish explorers, French traders, and English treaty drafts to become the state's own. De Soto's battered Spanish expedition wandered these valleys in 1541, but it was not until 1761 that an English colonial fort, Fort Loudoun, rose beside the Little Tennessee River, only to fall within a year to Cherokee siege. As European hunters pushed deeper, the Watauga settlers drafted one of America's first autonomous frontier compacts in 1772 and sent long riflemen to Kings Mountain in 1780, and earning Tennesseans the volunteer reputation that would echo again in 1812 and on Mexican battlefields in 1846. Frontier Congressman Andrew Jackson lobbied hard for statehood, and on June 1, 1796, Tennessee became the 16th star, the first carved entirely from federal territory. Knoxville served briefly as capital, but the honor bounced to Murfreesboro, and finally to Nashville, whose limestone bluffs still hold the ruins of Fort Nashborough, the river post where steamboats later unloaded pianos destined for parlor rooms on the wild edge of cotton country. Geography comes in threes: East, Middle, and West Tennessee. The Great Smoky Mountains in the east rise to Clingman's Dome at 6,643 feet. Fog here rolls thick enough to stain spruce trunks charcoal black. Middle Tennessee undulates in cedar glades and limestone sinkholes, its rivers carving 300-foot gorges yet just 30 feet above sea level when they meet the Cumberland. West Tennessee flattens to alluvial plain where cotton once flourished. Soy now dominates, and catfish ponds glimmer like patchwork glass. The state stretches 440 miles tip to tip, only 110 miles north to south, shaped like a long, unspooled ribbon of shale and song. Climate swings wider than an Opry set list. Mountain City recorded -32 degrees Fahrenheit in 1917, while Perryville sweltered at 113 degrees Fahrenheit in 1930. Average annual rainfall tops 50 inches, most of it arriving by Gulf storm tracks that light up Nashville's skyline with 50,000 lightning strikes each year. Tornadoes spin mostly in the western delta. Ice storms glaze Cumberland ridges. Soft snow dusts Gatlinburg cabins just often enough to lengthen ski lift lines on Ober Mountain. Today, about 7.1 million residents call Tennessee home, just under half clustered in 4 metros: Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville, Chattanooga. Roughly 71% identify as non-Hispanic white, 17% Black or African American, 7% Hispanic or Latino, and 2% Asian, with the nation's largest Kurdish diaspora nestled in South Nashville's Little Kurdistan. Economically, Tennessee lives on a five-string banjo of industries: music and tourism. Nashville's Recording Industry Association calculates that every 3 minutes, a song recorded in Tennessee hits digital airwaves somewhere on Earth. Nearly 15 million visitors tread Beale Street, Dollywood, and the Smokies each year. Tourism now tops $28 billion in direct spending. Automotive: GM in Spring Hill, Nissan in Smyrna, Volkswagen in Chattanooga, Blue Oval City's Ford SK megasite near Stanton, together cranking out more than 900,000 vehicles annually, ranking 5th nationally. Logistics: FedEx's super hub at Memphis moves an average 1.5 million packages each night, peak nights over 4 million, making Tennessee indispensable to global commerce. Healthcare: Nashville hosts over 500 healthcare company headquarters. HCA alone runs 186 hospitals, while St. Jude in Memphis perfected cures that lifted pediatric cancer survival from 20% to over 80% worldwide. Whiskey and agribusiness: 1.8 million barrels aging in rickhouses across the state, 3 times the number of residents in Greater Chattanooga, and 550,000 milk cows grazing Highland Rim pasture. Culture is audible. Bristol's 1927 Big Bang recording sessions etched Jimmy Rogers' yodels and the Carter family's lonesome harmonies into vinyl. Memphis's Sun Studios sparked rock and roll when Elvis, Cash, and Lewis squared off on one mic. Nashville's Ryman Auditorium birthed the Grand Ole Opry and later hosted bluegrass, gospel, and a surprise Foo Fighters set played on Mother Maybelle Carter's guitar. Today, dozens of genres share the same street. Music Row's century-old bungalows now house EDM producers and podcast networks alongside steel guitar luthiers. Quirky laws persist. It is illegal to carry skunks across the state line. You can't shoot game from a moving vehicle unless the game is a whale. A jokey 1920s statute still on the books. And in Memphis, frogs may not be lassoed. A more recent ordinance bans wearing roller skates inside a courthouse, passed after a protester tried to outpace security at docket call. Disasters left scars and reforms. The 1811-12 New Madrid quakes rattled Reelfoot Lake into existence, ringing church bells as far away as Boston. The 1957 Knox County bus crash spurred national school bus safety mandates. The 2008 Super Tuesday tornado outbreak ripped 82 miles, flattening Union University dorms. All students survived under reinforced safe rooms, a model now copied statewide. Nature softens tragedy with wonder. Synchronous fireflies spark nightly ballets in Elkmont for 2 weeks each June. Alabaster, white fallow deer still roam the LBL Peninsula, descendants of a 1940s zoo release. And the plateau's blue holes hide 400 charted caves, including Blue Spring's 100-foot underwater shaft, where prehistoric jaguar bones were recovered in 1971. Sports devotion crosses every county line. The Vol Navy tailgates by boat outside Neyland Stadium. Memphis Grizzlies earned a 2022 playoff roar so loud, local seismometers twitched. The Nashville Sounds minor league park has a guitar-shaped scoreboard that flashes each time a batter smashes a homer over the 360-foot fence, and in Bristol, a half-mile NASCAR track produces decibels heavier than a 747 at takeoff. Fans wear earplugs and still cheer. Food tells parallel history. Nashville hot chicken began as revenge. Thornton Prince's girlfriend spiked Sunday breakfast with cayenne. Memphis dry rub ribs hide 18 herbs. Chattanooga moon pies, launched in 1917, for coal miners wanting graham cracker and marshmallow as big as the moon. And Lynchburg's Jack Daniel No. 7 still filters every drop through 10 feet of sugar maple charcoal, a process called the Lincoln County Step, written into state law. Education. Oak Ridge National Laboratory, born of the Manhattan Project, now hosts the world's fastest exascale computer, Frontier, crunching climate models and fusion simulations. Vanderbilt patents more biomedical devices per capita than any U.S. university. University of Tennessee's Body Farm Research rewrote forensic science and crime scene timelines worldwide. Numbers to cradle as you drift. 95 counties, 56,000 miles of rivers, 10,000 recorded caves, 422 bird species, 307 million tons of freight crossing the state daily by road, rail, and barge. 35 million pounds of catfish harvested each year. 450 miles of the Appalachian Trail. 9 million annual visitors in the Great Smokies, the most visited national park, still breathing Cherokee word streams beneath each cataract. Now, night rolls down the Cumberland Gap. Neon guitars dim on Lower Broadway, barges hum upriver toward Paducah. Mist gathers above Lookout Mountain, where Civil War ghosts once watched lanterns float over Chattanooga. Tennessee keeps counting. Moonshine barrels aging in Barron Hollow, guitars strummed on porches in Johnson City, FedEx jets lifting purple tails into Starfill, long after your eyelids sink. Join the Smart Movers Club, a weekly newsletter for smart relocation and investment opportunities across America. You are sure to be smarter by Sunday. We share what to know, where to go, and what $100,000 gets you, plus 10 gems on wealth, health, and happiness every week. Visit strizzyreport.com and try it for free. Link in the pinned comment below.